All right, and we're back. Well, this is the first time I'm here, so we're here. Hey! All right, so welcome everybody to another game of Season 11 NGS Heroes of the Storm Amateur League. Tonight we are watching B Division Southeast Emanon versus BFT One Punch Monk. Which, real quick, just want to comment on that name. The monk in this game actually punches a lot. He doesn't punch once. He punches like 10 billion times. So the name is kind of a bit misleading. But I don't know. Anyways, that's beside the point. That's neither here nor there. So we just got done with the map pick phase. I think the music's kind of loud. Let me calm that down just a bit. Maybe. Hold up. Here it is. You go down just a touch. Alright, so we just had the maps picked. And let me show you that to you guys. So Emanon decided that they wanted map pick. They banned out Tower of Doom. Or, sorry. Yeah, Towers of Doom. Spider Queen, or Spider Map. Jesus, I can't even think of what. Tomb of the Spider Queen. There it is. Got banned after that. Then Garden of Terror and Dragonshire all got banned. And we are going to Volskaya for our game number 1 of this best of 3. So there you go. Back to this so you can see my pretty face. Hello everybody, how you all doing? Hope you're doing good. Alright, we have the 30-second delay. We got both teams up. We're good to go. Now we're just waiting for the lobby. Now, so yesterday we did try to cast a game, and it did not happen because Blizzard, you know, being a small company, wasn't able to get their custom games online, and so we couldn't do custom lobbies. So hopefully they've fixed that issue. And we won't have that issue again today, because if so, that's going to really suck. So hopefully we won't have to worry about that. All right, lobby is up, so let's load on in. Looking like my dad more and more every day. You're welcome, Seth. Is it the mustache or is it the hair? Which one was it that is slowly making the transformation happen? I'm only going to get older, bro. I'm only going to get older. Every day, a little bit older. So I'll be balding and gray-haired here before too much longer. Alright, we're in the lobby. Let me actually see if anybody's mentioned if it's been fixed or not. I asked the question, but then I forgot to actually check and see if there was a response. It seems to be more stable so far. Okay. Well, hopefully that means that we aren't going to have any more technical difficulties today like we did yesterday, and we'll actually be able to cast a match. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that synergy that these guys have. Oh god, I got to show you guys. This is pre-game lobby. You're not supposed to see this, but I'm going to ignore it. Check this out. Look at this. One Punch Monk, and they all have this glorious profile picture. And then over here for Emanon, they've got some great synergy as well, where it's all like the cute little plushies and shit. That's fucking adorable. Look at these teams. Truly professionals. Truly. It's the mustache. Toasty. Don't be looking for other opinions. I don't think I would look good bald. I think I would look like a skinhead if I was bald. No offense to people who are bald and have mustaches, but it kind of gives a bit of a white supremacy vibe, and that's not the vibe I want to give. So I don't know about that. I mean, that's just my opinion, though. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't be that bad. Oh wait, do we have these on the right sides? We do. Okay, we're good. Yeah, so One Punch Monk is going to be on the right, and Emanon is going to be on the left. Oh, we're getting some weird music overlay. Alright, let's go ahead and just stop the music. Bop. Alright, we're pretty much done anyways. Look good, period. Thanks, Seth. That's very kind of you to say. Alright. So we're good on this side. We're just waiting for the teams to ready up. And as soon as that happens, we will go into the draft for game number 1. Alright, I bet I'm going to go ahead and call it now. There's going to be a Zul'jin. Somebody's going to pick a Zul'jin. Because I feel like, no, actually, every single time that I've casted a Volskaya match, somebody has picked up Zul'jin. Every single time. So, yeah, it was definitely going to be a Zul'jin. It's going to happen for sure. All right, we're going into the draft. Boom. Here we go. And it worked! Oh, I love it. All right, we're actually casting a game tonight. That's fucking fantastic. All right. Here we go. So, first ban is going to go to One Punch Monk. What are they going to pick? Your opinion sucks and you should never give it again in casting streams. Damn. Damn. Toasty. Bit harsh. Alright. So, I've talked about this a couple times in a couple of other games that I've casted. It's always interesting to see how people start out. Uther ban. Ooh, I like that actually. I've been seeing a lot of Uthers in a lot of the games that I've been casting. Either in a double support comp or even just as a solo support. And so far, I haven't really seen it pay off. I think almost every single time that I've seen him picked, they end up losing. So I'm kind of glad that they're just going to ban it and get it out of the way. And then Brightwing getting banned out as well. That's kind of an abnormal ban. I mean, it's not a bad ban, right? Like, Brightwing can be annoying, can be a strong healer. But I wonder why they picked Brightwing particularly to ban. And then a Chromie ban coming out. That's pretty standard. Just ranged damage dealer. Very strong on this map as well, I think. Can do really good for controlling rotation between top and mid with her traps. And is able to just pump out a lot of damage over those objectives, those long objective fights, just poking it out. So Chromie, not too surprised to see that banned out. And Diva, just kind of a strong, annoying hero to deal with. So pretty standard bans. Nothing too crazy. I like the Uther ban, to be honest, because now we don't have to deal with that. Sonya being the first pickup for One Punch Monk. Very strong offlaner. Gives them a lot of potential with the engage combo, wombo combo with Leap if she does go for a Leap, or she can go the Berserk ult, which gives her just a crazy amount of sustain and is truly a nuisance in like any sort of back line. So if she can just get past the front line tank and just hit the Li Ming, for example, she can be an absolute pain in the butt. Mal'Ganis and Li Ming coming out for Emanon. The Mal'Ganis is a bit surprising. I haven't seen any Mal'Ganises being played so far in all the games I've casted. And that's not to say that it doesn't ever get played, but that's just not usually the priority for tanks. So I'm interested to see what they plan to do with the Mal'Ganis. It could be really strong with the sleep into the Li Ming orbs and combo. So I'm excited to see it. Alright, Seth. Catch you later. Have a good one. And then the One Punch Monk is going to respond with Muradin and Stukov. I like the Stukov healer pick. He's got great sustain. He can give a lot of lockdown with his combo if he's nailing it just right. Some great disengage with his ults. Either one can be really strong in different scenarios. The Muradin, I'm not so sure about the Muradin. We'll see how it plays out, but it's kind of an abnormal tank choice, right? Like if he's the aggressor, if he's going for the pick, getting the stun onto a target and blowing that up, he can be very, very strong. But in some of those sustained fights, he just doesn't seem survivable enough to really flourish in those scenarios. For the second phase of banning, we're going to have Cassia being banned and Deckard being banned. I think both of those are pretty normal. There's the Zul'jin. I called it. I called it. Ah, yes. I win. We can basically just stop the cast now. Gazlo. Just kidding. Hold the phone. That's Gazlo. I actually have no idea what that means, to be perfectly honest. Gazlo is such a weird hero anymore. He did get reworked. That was a little while ago now. But he's kind of more of like a spellcaster mage. He can also be like an auto attacker in some scenarios. Is that an offlane Gazlo? I kind of doubt it. I suspect that they're going to pick up an offlaner here. But I don't know. I could be wrong. And then a Mephisto and Tychus being picked up for One Punch Man, a solid 1-2 punch if I can. Mephisto, good spell damage, good AoE damage, and Tychus some fantastic single target blow up. So can combo off of the Muradin, stun, Stukov, root, silence very effectively to just make a target dead. Oh yeah, they hadn't picked their healer, so yeah, of course they're gonna pick their healer, not an off tank. So who's their offlane? It must be the Gazlo offlane then, right? It's got to be. And then Lily for the healer. Interesting choice. They do have a decent amount of stuns and silences on One Punch Monk, so they have a lot of ways to disrupt cups if that's the ult Lily ends up going with. It's an interesting comp. We're seeing some interesting heroes. Gazlo, Lily, Mal'Ganis. Interesting. I think I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the in-game. Here we go. I think if I were to pick a team that I think is most likely to win based off of draft alone, I think I like One Punch Monk's team comp a little bit better. I think they have good AoE damage with the Mephisto, some good single target with the Tychus, and a strong healer with a strong offlaner to back them up. But anyways, game number 1. Let's go ahead and pull up this so I can see who is who. So Li Ming on the side of Emanon being played by Hydrahawk. Mal'Ganis being played by Shamus Khan. Glitterbeard playing the Lily. Gecko on the Zul'jin. And Ethan on the Gazlo. And then over here on the right we have One Punch Monk. We have Random Task on the Muradin. Frank Jukes on the Mephisto, Crawleon on the Sonya, Rumfid on the Tychus, and Apex on the Stukov. Names are hard, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's go ahead and zoom out here, and here we go. Game number 1 of this best of 3 B division, Southeast. Some sprays, some nice friendly sprays. Nobody's really looking to fight right away. Interestingly, Emanon just decided to immediately split into these other lanes to get the soak right away, whereas One Punch Monk decided to stay as 5 in middle. I suspect, yeah, okay, so Sonya's going to rotate down, and it looks like Emanon is going to do this 4-man rotation. Zul'jin trying to get his stacks, and he's going to want to try to get as many of those as early as possible, because the Zul'jin who can stack early can really be an absolute terror on this map, as it's one of the longer maps. This map can really drag out if it goes the right way, which means it just gives Zul'jin more time to just start getting fat. Why? Li Ming in the off lane. That's not something you see every day. So the Gazlo's part of this 4-man rotation, and the Li Ming is going to have a hard time against Sonya. I don't think that she can do enough damage to be able to push the Sonya out. Okay, here comes the Gazlo. I think they realize that, and they're going to switch it out and have Gazlo do the bottom lane, as what I expected. Both teams going to sit here and take their turrets. Let's look at talents real quick, actually. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Here we go. We have Recklessness for the Zul'jin. Okay, so it's kind of hard to tell what build he's going to go right away. Force Armor, interesting. Nothing else too crazy that I can see. I was curious what the Zul'jin was going to go at level 1, but Recklessness is kind of hard to tell. Li Ming getting kind of out of position. Muradin trying to stun him, but not able to lock him down. Some damage getting thrown out, and then they all just back out, no problem. So now I'm actually curious to see who wins this engage down here at the bottom. I think Gazlo actually might have a bit of an advantage in that offlane. Oh, lots of damage on the Zul'jin. He's getting low, but was able to just auto-attack away and get some good stacks without actually dying, and that is a win for Zul'jin, I think. Any engage in which you can get Zul'jin auto-attacking things without him actually dying, I think is a win. And, man, he's so aggressive. He might be too far. Oh, yeah, I don't know. That might have been a little bit out of position. Zul'jin is definitely stuck, and he is dead. That is no longer a win. Tyke is getting blown pretty low, but no, ooh, my goodness. Hydrohawk almost bringing down the Tychus with those orbs and missiles, but not quite enough to get the kill, which means that is going to be a 1-kill advantage for the one punch monk. Or no, yes, that's correct, because the Zul'jin died. And that's going to hurt Zul'jin in a pretty big way, because he's not, anytime that he's dead, he's not stacking. So that's definitely not where you want to be. I guess this is just kind of a standstill. I thought maybe Gazla would be able to win this lane, but it looks like they're pretty much just going to be able to destroy the lanes and not really do much else to each other. So there you go. You learn something new every day. Both teams are taking the camp. Well, no, wait, actually, I guess they took their camp way early. So now they do have, One Punch does have this camp pushing for this first objective. But they do need to get on that point to start contesting it. Because Emanon is already at 50%. So they definitely have the advantage. And it still looks like One Punch is not... they had the 7 advantage. I wonder why they didn't try to force that issue. Because now they're playing on the back foot. They're going up top instead to try and get a gank on this Lily. She is going to get stunned and go down. But this objective is at 95%. They're going to lose the first objective. I guess One Punch Monk is okay with that trade. Yeah, the heal camp is gone now, guys. The giant robot got taken. It got guys. I don't know. Might have been a miscommunication. It's hard to say, honestly. Maybe they just thought that they'd get a little bit more out of that and still be able to contest it. I am not too sure. But that is going to be the first Objector, the Protector, going to Emanon, and they're going to get at least the top wall out of it. They're getting popped out now, but with Mal'Ganis at 100% health, I doubt that they're going to be able to really do anything to threaten him, although he's taking a lot of damage from that Tychus. Oh my goodness, the stun and the slow. And the Tychus damage just able to melt that Mal'Ganis. I'm actually shocked at how quickly that Mal'Ganis died. He was at 100% health, and he just got obliterated immediately. So good damage on the Tychus, just turning that Mal'Ganis into minced meat. They do see this camp being taken, but I don't think they can do anything to stop it, not with Mal'Ganis dead. Mephisto hopping over, just doing some damage, being annoying. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's going to come of that, but the heal camp does go to One Punch Monk, which puts them at a pretty significant experience lead at this point. They're about to hit 10, and they're going to want to engage as soon as they do. Mist Stormhammer coming out. Mephisto getting kind of low, but here's their 10s. Here's their opportunity. Muradin found the Mal'Ganis, is put to sleep. His leap did get canceled, but he pops Avatar form. He's going to be just fine. He walks out, no problem. But that was not the engage they wanted with the 10 advantage. They have ults. They want to do something here, but they're just not... It doesn't look like they're going aggressive enough to catch any of these... Okay, here comes the Muradin. Looking for the Gazlo, but not going to be able to land the hit. The Mephisto getting very low. Sonya also low as well from tussle with Zul'jin down in bottom lane. Here's the engagement to Li Ming, and she does go down. They use all their abilities, and she was split from the rest of the party and died very quickly. And they're going to turn this into a turret camp immediately afterwards. The aggressive play. I mean, they're in the position. They have 10 advantage still, and with their main damage dealer down, Emanon is not going to be able to respond to that. And there they go. So they have 2 turrets, a heal, 3 turrets, 3 turrets and a heal. That's a lot of items on One Punch Monk. So they're going to be in a very good position for this next objective, which should be popping up top relatively soon. Looks like in mid, they're going onto this Tychus, who's brought down to half health. Gets pretty low, but the Stukov is going to be able to heal him up just fine. And without any sort of CC to lock the Tychus down, they're not able to kill him. And so he just walks away, scot-free. Sonya looking to make something happen here. Might try to... No, I was thinking maybe she was going to spear over the wall to try and get that Lily, but doesn't look like it. She's just happy to sit here and wait. The Muradin engaging onto the Mal'Ganis. There's the leap onto the team. Mal'Ganis is getting super low and does drop before his ult goes off. The Lily going down as well. The Durance coming out from the Mephisto, and it doesn't even matter. They just chase down the Zul'jin. Wait, where was the Tazdingo? He had Tazdingo. Maybe he wasn't quick enough on the draw to pick his ult, although I think he had it ahead of time. Must have just died a little bit faster than he expected and wasn't able to pop the Tazdingo. So that was a fantastic engage. And there's the Odin. Odin is so freaking strong for pushing objectives and just in this situation where you're ahead. It's great for team fights, and like you usually want to see the Odin being popped for big team fights where he can just auto attack and do a ton of damage. But in these scenarios where you're ahead, you can just pop Odin and just do so much damage. And there's not much that the enemy team can do about it, although they are looking to try and get an engage here. Mal'Ganis, nope, looks like they're going to just clear the wave. Here comes the preparation for the team fight. Li Ming rotating back up. Nope, they're going to go for the heal camp instead. They got time. It's only about 50% on the objectives, so they still have time. Here's a sleep onto the Muradin. Tychus turns around and immediately starts doing damage. Durance is coming out, gets 3. Here comes the Gazlo ult, though, and brings down 2. Tychus does go down. Stukov is very low and has to run. Lili is using his cups, and he's fine. Gazlo on the point does go down, though. Mal'Ganis is still on the point, but he's also going to drop. Looks like this one is going to favor One Punch Monk, as they got a 2-for-1, and they're still looking for more. The Li Ming, if she gets stunned here, she is dead, and she's going to be just fine. Going behind the wall, and she's going to be all right. So the heal camp does go to One Punch Monk, and they get 2 kills for the price of 1. That Gazlo ult was looking spicy. That almost took out 2 right then and there, but just not quite enough damage to bring down anybody more than just the 1 kill. And they were very effective in the turn after the Grabo bomb to fight over that point, secure it, and get 2 kills in addition. And the objective is popping up as well. Nobody's hopping in it yet. Okay, Muradin hopping in now. And probably the Tychus would be my guess. Unless the Mephisto is coming up. But for now, they're just waiting for their next person to get in, for the team to get into the right position. Okay, there's the Stukov in the Punisher, or the Protector. Looks like there's a bit of indecision as to where they're going. Okay, they are committing to top now. And they're looking to just do as much damage. The Mephisto, though, taking a ton of damage, drops the heal. And with that shield from his W, he should be alright, although a bunch of damage from the Li Ming. But with that Punisher up in there and the Odin just chunking people, it's hard to fight into that. They don't have their tank or their healer, which does make this a little bit more dangerous. But with that heal camp, they are able to heal themselves back up and stay safe. Some more skirmishing up top, but that's not going to result in any kills without any sort of CC control. Nothing's going to really come of that. So now they're going to take this Punisher. It looks like they want to push middle. Some good damage onto the Mal'Ganis, but Tychus? No, Tychus is fine. Alright, and that was the end of that second Punisher. But this is the 16 talent advantage for One Punch Monk, which puts them in a strong lead now. They have top fort taken. The wall is still partially intact. A gank attempt on the Gazlo. They do get the stun. He's brought low. The Tychus, I don't think was close enough. There's the Grabo bomb! The Grabo bomb in the towers! Oh, the Tychus does go down! What a ballsy Gazlo. A dead Gazlo, but a ballsy Gazlo. So it was a 1-for-1 trade. Fantastic use of his ult there. Oh, wow! What a stun. The silence and slow from the Stukov just locking down the Zul'jin. Not able to use his Taz Dingo. Goes down very quickly. Now there's 2 down for Emanon, and One Punch Monk is able to push down this bottom fort. Meanwhile, Li Ming in top lane, killing walls, killing towers, pushing with the camp. So, getting some value at least. This heal camp is up now, but with Tychus dead, I think One Punch Monk is still going to look to try and take that camp now. But Emanon has their 16 now, and it looks like they're willing to fight. Muradin in a bit deep. Here's the Mal'Ganis. Nope, the sleep is not able to connect. Alright, well, reset. Everybody's good to go. Zul'jin's coming in now, and it looks like they're going to get this camp in preparation. But the Muradin sniffs it out, and I think he's going to be looking to engage on it, although instead they kind of get distracted a bit by mid, which means Zul'jin is going to take that camp for freezies, which it is their camp. They have every right to it. And now comes the fight over this mid objective, the heal camp. Such a strong objective for this map. It really gives your team a lot of survivability when you're fighting over the point, and is a very high priority on this map in particular. But it looks like we're looking... Oh, the attempt for the root silence combo on the Stukov, but didn't quite connect. Bit of a miscommunication as far as who they were engaging on. The jump, the stun. Mal'Ganis gets interrupted during his ult and does go down. Here's the Grabo Bomb onto the Stukov, who gets very low, but he's going to be just fine with that heal, healing everybody right back up, and the Gazlo does go down. That Mal'Ganis has just had such a rough time. He has not been able to use his ult effectively a single time, just from the CC that One Punch Monk has been bringing to the table. The silence in the CC has just been too much, and with the damage on the Tychus, they melt him before he can even get it off. It's one of the bigger weaknesses of Mal'Ganis is that both his ults, like either one that you pick, is very difficult to get off because any sort of CC from the enemy team completely shuts it down. Muradin, for example, has avatar form. When he pops that, it's instant. He presses the R button and he's in avatar form. So it gives him a ton of survivability and the ability to continue to fight or to just retreat if he needs to. Mal'Ganis doesn't have that luxury. He has to channel. And if somebody like a Muradin interrupts it, that's it. He's just not going to be able to use it in this fight. Here comes a big engage onto the Levy, and she does go down. Just too much damage in CC. Muradin getting low. But it looks like he's going to be able to back out. Tychus also kind of low. They're on the full retreat now. Mephisto trying to get some damage out. There's the heal camp. Engage, turnaround on the Li Ming, and she does go down. Gravel Bomb, not enough. Tychus now just chunking the Gazlo, and he's getting very low. The bomb does come out in the leap. Gazlo goes down as well. That is 3 dead on Emanon's side. And it looks like they want more. There's the Tazdingo. I was about to say, if he does not get it this time, I'm going to be a bit upset for Emanon, because that would have really sucked. This is still a bad situation to be in. With Odin now, they can just absolutely push with almost no real options left for Emanon to be able to counter this. So, and Mephisto went back to get the objective, so that is channeling now as well. And they're just using the Odin to push. They're going to try to take this bottom keep, and they might even just try to win off of that. It's a bit early, but they do have 20s already, so this is probably where they're going to be the strongest that they can against Emanon. So this might be where they try to force the issue and end it. Although I think in order to do that, they needed to take this keep, and they're not willing to commit that much to this yet. So I suspect instead we won't see a push for the core. We're going to just see this protector go for bottom lane, try to get that keep, and then rotate maybe mid to get this fort. Is what I suspect is going to happen. Because unfortunately at this stage of the game, well, I guess fortunately if you're Emanon, but unfortunately for One Punch Monk, I don't think this protector is strong enough to just push through the keep and then go straight core. They're not. Okay, there's the Muradin hopping in. It does do a lot of damage though. Zul'jin should be able to chunk it if he can auto attack it. Oh, the Tychus on the backline getting very low, but is able to get the heal off from this. Oh my god, this Mal'Ganis is having such a rough game. Oh, what a Grabo Bomb! And everybody goes down. Tychus goes down. Stukov goes down. Sonya is a beast, though, and does not want to go down. Lili drops instead. This protector chunking the team as well. There's the ult. Mal'Ganis finally getting his abilities off. Zul'jin does pop his Tazdingo. Oh, it is not enough. The Sonya gets away with no health at all. But the Mephisto dropped, the Tychus dropped, the Stukov dropped, and it cost them a Zul'jin and a Lili. That was an intense fight. They were able to get the keep, though. So I think that was a trade that Emanon is willing to make. This Li Ming was so close to dead. And getting kind of harassed by the Muradin, but not enough. With that blink, she's able to dodge out of the way. And it looks like this camp is going to get a lot of value for Emanon, though. They're going to get this tap fort, which is going to really kind of help them out a lot so that they don't have to worry about that top lane nearly as much as they did before. Muradin looks like he wants to get an engage on this Mal'Ganis leap coming out. Without their damage here, I don't think that they can turn that into a kill. I think that leap, if it had gone on Li Ming, might have been able to result in something, but Mal'Ganis is a bit too tanky for that. Mal'Ganis has been having such a rough game. I think that was the first time he was actually able to get his ult off. And to no fault of the player, right? Like, I feel like it's not the player's fault at all that Mal'Ganis is not able to get his ults off. I think it's just the team that he's facing has just so much CC potential that he has to deal with too much. What did Muradin take? Did he take... no. Range. No. Okay. I was wondering if he took maybe like Skullcracker or something to that effect to try and get more stuns out. But with the grenade, the Muradin stun, the silence from the Stukov, the spear from the Sonya, there's just a lot to interrupt his ult. And it's such a strong ult, but if it gets interrupted, it just completely negates everything that you want to do. Because you want to do it when you're low health, right? Like, you don't want to initiate with it. So you want to do it when you're already kind of at a dangerously low level of health. But that's the worst time for it to get interrupted as well. So, I don't know. Hard place to be in. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I guess the thing that I had an issue with the Mal'Ganis pick was that it was just so early, right? It was their first pick, and that just leaves them open to so many CC options for One Punch Monk to pick up, and it just makes it so hard. But I don't know. We'll see. This is still very much anyone's game. It favors One Punch Monk right now, but a single team fight, a single objective could absolutely turn this game around. Oh, this Li Ming might be in a scary position. Does the leap? Oh, the spear misses. There's the leap. The Sonya wants it. And with the Mephisto jumping over, that is going to be a kill. That fort is not enough protection, Li Ming. I am sorry. But you are dead. Did you go glass cannon, I wonder? She did go glass cannon. Okay, so that... You have no one to blame but yourself, Li Ming. No one to blame but yourself. I'm just kidding. But that does make... When you do go glass cannon, you are a lot more susceptible to ganks, unfortunately. So the damage is great, but when you have somebody like a Sonya who can just point and click and say, I want to kill you now, it makes it really scary because you just take so much more damage. So now this puts this objective squarely in the hands of One Punch Monk. Li Ming dead for another 20 seconds means that Emanon really just doesn't have the damage they need to threaten this objective. And I think it's going to be 100%. I don't even think... Maybe. If Li Ming moves towards objective immediately after respawning, and Emanon jumps on that point quickly to contest it, they might be able to contest this objective. But it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. They need to go right now. And here we go. Here's the Mal'Ganis. Yep, and he does get onto the point, which means we are going to have a fight over this objective. An early drop of the heal camp. And the engage, the sleep with the Gazlo combo. Oh, but so much Stukov healing. The Mephisto locks everybody down, and the Lili and the Gazlo drops immediately. Li Ming on the retreat. Mal'Ganis in the thick of things. The Zul'jin does turn on his Tazdingo and turn around to do a ton of damage to the Sonya. But the Li Ming drops and the Zul'jin drops. That is a full team wipe for the cost of a Sonya. And the GG is called. And I think that's probably correct. This protector is just going to walk down mid or bottom. And they're going to just destroy that core. Yep. Emanon knows it. They know it. Here's the GGs. I mean, I don't know. They can still come back. They still have a chance, right? They have a chance. No, they don't have a chance. There's no chance. That's the end of that. Oh, what a team fight. That Gazlo ult was so close to being clutch. That was almost exactly what they needed. I mean, it was. That was exactly what they needed. They needed a Gazlo ult in order to win this game. A big wombo, kill the entire team, take the objective, get a bunch of push, take something back. That was what they needed, and that was the time to do it. And they were so close, but the Stukov healing just absolutely negated that engage. What a fantastic play by the Stukov. All right, well, there you go. Whoops, wrong one. Here's the game summary. Game number 1 of Emanon versus BFT One Punch Monk goes to One Punch Monk. That's such a mouthful. Maybe I should just say BFT. I wonder what BFT even stands for. Interesting. I didn't even think about that. All right, so there you go. 1 for BFT. No, we're going to do One Punch Man. Monk. Makes more sense. All right, let's look at some of these stats. So Li Ming actually doing a ton of work, but not enough. Not enough. They have a lot of deaths on their side. The Muradin didn't die a single time, surprisingly. I feel like he was kind of in some scary spots a couple times, but they weren't actually able to kill him. So good job by the Muradin play. I think... God, I almost want to give MVP to Stukov just for that one heal at the end, right? Like, the Gazlo almost had it. He almost won that team fight for his entire team. And then the Stukov just said, nope. I pressed the D button, and my entire team is at full health, basically. Like, such a clutch heal. What did he pick? Oh. No. Okay, that wasn't it. So just kind of a normal build. He went for um the roots. So nothing crazy. Oh, okay. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, vigorous reuptake. I don't play a lot of Stukov, so I'm not as familiar with his talents, but this is the talent that basically won them that last team fight, right? So he had it on everybody. The big wombo came out. They all got brought super, super, super low, and then Stukov pressed one button, and his entire team was almost at full health. So very nicely done by this Stukov player. So I would not be surprised to see a Stukov ban, to be perfectly honest. I think of these, Tychus and Stukov were probably the most impactful heroes. Not that these three weren't doing a lot of work. Like, they were impactful. They were doing what they needed to do. They were doing a ton of damage. But I think the most impactful hero for as far as like in making sure they were getting a ton of value was coming from the Tychus with his single target damage and Odin pushing, and the Stukov with his incredible healing and CC potential. So I wouldn't be surprised to see either of those banned. All right, and we have the lobby up for the next match. So we're going to pull up this again, and we're going to load in. All right, well, that's a pretty exciting match. It did look like it was favoring. It looked like One Punch Monk kind of got momentum early, and I feel like they didn't really let up the whole game. I think the one time that Emanon really kind of started to bring it back was after that big team fight bottom, where they traded. Like, they didn't win the team fight, but they lost a keep, but they were able to get some key kills. They were able to get 20 off of that, and I think that was their time to swing it back, and they just were not able to win that big team fight at the end there to be able to swing it the other direction. So, um, pretty strong showing from One Punch Monk so far. So I'm interested to see if some of the bans change, if we start looking for some more targeted bans. Um, Try and get rid of some of those stronger heroes that we saw from that last match. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Oh, this is Cursed Hollow, by the way. So we moved on to Cursed Hollow. Oh, let me check to see who picked the map. So we know who's first pick. I guess we'll find out once we get into the draft anyways, but it's good to know. All right, Emanon did. So they picked the map Cursed Hollow. So Emanon picking the map yet again. They picked the Volskaya last game, and I think they had that Zul'jin pick in mind, trying to kind of work the map and the strategy, their draft pick around the map. And it looks like One Punch Monk is okay to let them do that. And they drafted very well, and they were able to counter it. So we'll see if they're going to be able to do it again with first pick. Right? Yeah, I think so. So we'll see if they're able to do it again in round number 2 of Emanon versus One Punch Monk. Caster is ready right after I drink some water. So who are people rooting for? There's people in the lobby, or not in the lobby, in the stream. Who you guys want to see win? It's always interesting. Sometimes I get like the crowd will show up, and it's like just predominantly for one side. It's like they called everybody and their brother in to like come watch their game. So like one team will just have like 20 fans. So it's always cool when you can see some representation from both sides, but I feel like oftentimes it's a bit one-sided. All right, Cursed Hollow, into the draft. Boom. Here we go. Game number 2. I think we're going to see targeted bans. I think we're going to see less meta bans. Meta bans! We're going to see less meta bans, and we're going to see more focused bans based on the results of that last match. That's what I'm guessing. But we'll see if that's true. I mean, the danger of that is that if the enemy team has been practicing things like Cassia or Diva or Chromie, then letting them through the map or through the ban phase is a very dangerous prospect because you might be facing some very strong heroes in some very capable hands. And if you're not prepared for that, it can be a problem. Falstead being the first ban, the global presence, and Falstead with his recent rework being a pretty strong hero right now. I'm not too surprised to see that ban. The Brightwing ban yet again. I wonder if that's a targeted ban? They might have scouted. I don't know these teams well enough to say whether or not One Punch Monk has a Brightwing player that they particularly favor. That could be it. Or maybe they just don't want the Brightwing because of the global presence. And then another Uther ban. I'm kind of glad to see the Uther ban again. I'm actually not a big fan of the double support comp. I think it's a little bit cheeky. It can be fun sometimes, but I had one game that I casted where all 3 matches there was an Uther in every single one of them, and there was multiple like dual support Uther shenanigans, and I don't know. I wasn't a big fan. I like normal hots. There's the Sonya ban. Okay, not who I predicted, but still not too surprising for that either. The leap was giving them a lot of value for engage potential, and Sonya's just a strong offlaner in general, and they showed that they had a strong Sonya player. So Sonya ban, okay, Chromie, and there it is. That's what I'm talking about. So you let the Chromie through, and One Punch Monk says, all right, well then in that case we get the Chromie, and Chromie can be very strong on this map, delaying out the objectives very effectively from super far away. And a good Chromie with a good tank for solid CCs such as a Varian or an ETC even. Diablo's a little bit harder, but there's a lot of tanks that can just lock down a target, and Chromie can just blow up immediately if the teams are coordinated. Diablo and Tychus being the first 2 1-2 punch coming from Emanon. Diablo is solid tank. I think that's a good combo because like one of the counters to Diablo is Tychus because he just does so much damage to him. So it's almost scary picking up a Diablo early on if Tychus is still in the field. Oh man, that's aggressive. So I think that Diablo Tychus is a good combination pick. But One Punch Monk is going to respond with a Diva and a Muradin. So the Muradin we're seeing yet again. And I think the Muradin was effective. So I'm not too surprised. It might be a comfort pick for them as well. So Muradin coming out yet again, and then the Diva for the offlane. Diva's fun to watch. We'll see how it plays out. I think she's a strong hero right now. Very difficult to deal with. There's the Stukov ban. I knew it. I knew somebody was going to get banned. Like either Stukov or Tychus. Tychus got picked, so they kind of denied it with the pick. So they denied the Tychus and they denied the Stukov with the Stukov ban. So I like it. Good job, Emanon. You're doing what I was saying, which you should always do, right? Caster knows best. I'm just kidding. And then the Hogger ban. That makes sense. Hogger is a really strong offlaner, and Emanon still has yet to pick an offlaner. There it is. So we're going to have a Thrall for the offlane and a Rhaegar as the healer choice. Is this a Bloodlust? It might be a Bloodlust, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Ancestral either. I feel like Ancestral is the safer option, but with their lineup, they could do a Bloodlust. They still have a Mage to pick, though. But they're not forced to, like, right? They don't have to pick up a Mage. Greymane and Deckard. Wow, they're going for some really strong picks. They got the Chromie, the Deckard, and the Diva. All in One Punch Monk. And that's a pretty spicy combo. The Greymane with the Deckard lockdown, with the Muradin lockdown, with the Chromie potential lockdown if she goes slowing sands, and to top all of that off, that's a lot of control. It's not a ton of hard CC. The only hard CC that they have is Muradin for the most part. A little bit on Diva if she takes certain talents. Unless Deckard goes, well, he probably will go sleep. So they will have the sleep ultimate. But not a ton of hard lockdown. I think that's a Bloodlust, by the way, because there's the Phoenix as the last pick. And Phoenix can be a beast with Bloodlust. Thrall can be a beast with Bloodlust. Rhaegar, Tychus, Diablo, all of those heroes can do a lot of work with a Bloodlust. And they're without any particular blinds on the side of One Punch Monk. I think that's going to be a Bloodlust. But I don't know. Who knows? It might be an Ancestral. And there's nothing wrong with an Ancestral either. That's also, you know, perfectly strong ult. So we will see in this game number 2. Alright, let's hop into the in-game. There you go. Look at that. Look at that portrait synergy. It's so good. I love it. Alright. Based on draft, this might work out. If they do Bloodlust and they get early momentum and they can carry it into just an aggressive play all the way into the late game, I could see this comp working, but I think I still favor One Punch Monk's draft currently a little bit more. They just have some really strong picks in the Chromie and the Greymane and the Diva and the Deckard. And they've already shown that they have a strong Murden player as well, so the Murden is also a strong comfort pick as well. All right, let's look at the teams real quick. We have Hydro Hawk on Phoenix, Shamus Khan on Diablo, Glitterbeard on the Rhaegar, Gecko on the Tychus, and Ethan on the Thrall. And then over here on the right, we have Random Task on the Muradin, Frank Jukes on the Greymane, Apex on the Deckard, Rumfid on the Chromie, and Crowleon on the Diva. And here we go. Some Chromie traps, some Deckard potions. This is not the place that you want to fight. And it doesn't look like they're gonna really do much. They already have the Thrall in the bottom lane. So I suspect Diablo kind of looking like he wants to maybe flip somebody. But nothing's gonna come of that. Rhaegar coming in for the bite. Tychus not getting caught by the Deckard. Yeah, a whole lot of damage being thrown out, but none of it actually making a difference. Phoenix only lost his shield. And this was... Oh, engage onto the Muradin during the rotation, the flip, but he is able to leap out, and he's going to be just fine. Some turnaround damage with the Chromie. Does good damage, but not able to actually make anything else happen. This Tychus, though, at about half health. But Rhaegar should be able to heal that up just fine. Greymane... Nope, just kidding. I thought he wanted to make something there. This Muradin is up here to help deal with the Phoenix. I'm not sure what we're doing here. It looks like we are going to do a 4-man rotation. There's the Phoenix doing a ton of damage on the Muradin. Oh, but the Chromie claps. Does half of... Oh, the engage onto the Chromie. Gets pulled back by the Diablo, but the Phoenix is super low and does go down. And the... Oh, man. Chromie says, alright, fine. I will commit to this. I don't have a lot of health, but Phoenix has even less. And that Phoenix does go down, which puts One Punch Man in the lead during this initial engagement. And looks like they're going to try to take this early Bruiser camp with the Greymane. Greymane is such a strong camp taker. Like, I think that's always been one of his strengths, and it has continued to be his strength for as long as Greymane has existed. He just takes camps so quickly. And on maps where you need objectives at certain times, or camps at certain times to help you with the advantage over objectives, it's such a godsend. Yeah, Diva versus Thrall. I think Diva wins this in general. Thrall can like definitely maintain and still get his experience, but it's a bit hard against a Diva, I think. They are going to commit to taking this Bruiser camp, but the One Punch Monk's Bruiser is going to push in the meantime. They're not taking it quite fast enough, although it looks like they're going to be able to defend at the wall. But they're going to have to do that first, which will give One Punch Monk the opportunity to set up for this first objective. Although if they clear this camp quickly, which is what it looks like they're going to do, they're going to have their own Bruiser camp to push while they fight over this objective. Yeah, that actually works out pretty well in the favor of Emanon. They clear that camp, and now One Punch Monk is forced to respond in order to clear this camp. Unless they want to have to just let it push while they fight over this objective. But it looks like they want to clear it. Muradin taking some damage. Phoenix as well, but he teleports out and he's just fine. I think this objective is going to go to Emanon. Muradin looking to do something. Diva is able to interrupt and scoots out of the way. That should give them enough time to clear it, which they do, but it looks like One Punch Monk is willing to just let this go to Emanon. So first objective going to Emanon. Well played by them. I'm actually kind of surprised. I guess in this instance, One Punch Monk took that camp almost too early. Maybe they should have waited a little bit. Because that actually worked out in Emanon's favor. So tough break for Emanon. But it's still only 1 kill on the board. Both teams have 7. So it's an early, or at this stage of the game, it's still pretty dang equal. Greymane putting out some good damage on that Rhaegar. Still going, too. There's the Muradin engage. And the stun? Oh, and the Rhaegar does go down. Muradin coming in at just the right time. I think the Rhaegar thought he was going to be fine. That he was going to be able to walk away without a problem, but let me zoom out. Sorry about that, guys. I think he thought he was going to be safe, but when the Muradin hopped in, it was just too much. And he did go down. He did pay for it. It's weird. We have like a Chromie solo laner against Diablo kind of happening. It's a little bit weird, but I mean, hey, whatever works. Engage onto the Tychus. He does dash back, and he's going to be just fine. Both teams just kind of content to start soaking the lanes and start working towards 10. This next objective is about to pop top. It does favor Emanon. Diablo frozen in a bush. Looking for an engage here. Muradin might be jumping in at any moment. Greymane just doing some damage and poking. Trying to keep his stacks up. There's the engage on the Tychus, but he dashes out and he's fine. Diablo taking some damage, but it looks like he's going to be able to walk away without an issue. Chromie able to poke out this objective so they can't like sneak it in between. There's the engage onto the Muradin with the Diablo. On the backline, the Tychus getting super low, but he does retreat. Diablo low as well. That's slowing his lands, keeping everybody in the same area. Thrall able to self-heal. He does get stunned. He's trying to decide whether he wants to commit. The Phoenix is getting very low, a little bit too far forward. Does go down. Diablo also low. Diva Bomb coming out. Greymane just so aggressive. Tychus trying to get on the backline, but has to retreat as well. Thrall still not dead. Oh, my goodness. Multiple different fronts. They didn't quite commit to one direction or the other. The Tychus able to retreat up top, and the Thrall able to retreat to the left. That is going to be a... it was 2 people dead, right? Or was it only 1? I know the Phoenix died. It was just the Phoenix, because Rhaegar died in mid. That's right. That was a pick. So the Phoenix is the only one to go down, but that does mean that the objective goes to One Punch Monk, which brings them even. And they immediately transition into turning this into a boss, which Emanon is doing the same. So it's going to be a boss trade by the looks of it, although they do look like they're rotating rather quickly. I don't think they can contest this, though. This is about to drop. Yeah, no, they're not. They're just going to soak instead. And instead prep for this next objective in 30 seconds and to clear boss bottom. Chromie's going to have to be careful. She's deciding to try and push top with this boss, but the natural response is going to be some sort of rotation from Emanon up here to clear this boss, I would suspect. Although that doesn't look to be happening. It looks like they want to push instead. Both teams have 10s, by the way. So we're on even talent tiers. Ultimates are up and ready to go. We've got Odin coming out. It is an Ancestral. An engage onto the Thrall, but there goes the Earthquake. This is no longer a good fight for them. The Cursed Bullet coming out onto the Rhaegar brings him low. But the engage onto the Greymane, he's brought super low. The CC chain. Oh, and he does go down. The Greymane drops, and that boss is still pushing. Emanon able to get the kill onto the Greymane, and that is probably... Ooh, they're going to turn into an engage on the Chromie, and the Chromie drops quickly. Fantastic pick by the Diablo. That is, I think the Chromie was trying to poke out this objective and just got a little bit too far forward, and the Diablo was able to punish it. The Phoenix was able to clear the top boss. It did take a fort, but that objective is going to go to Emanon, which I think that went about as well as Emanon could have hoped. They got 2 kills. They got the objective. Their boss got cleared a little bit faster just because the objective was down on the same side as their boss, which means they had to commit somebody up top to clearing their boss. But on the whole, I think that went about as well as Emanon could have hoped. So they're going to transition over here to take this Bruiser camp, as well as the Siege camp. And everybody's just kind of sitting back, resetting, getting their camps, preparing the scene for the next big fight. 13 talents should be coming for both teams relatively soon, and the next objective is going to be bottom in 20 seconds. Yet again. This one, they do have a siege pushing top, so I think Phoenix needs to start rotating right now. I don't think this Phoenix wants to be here. I think he needs to leave. That camp is going to be pushing top. and he needs to be down here for this fight. Speaking of, soft engage on the Diablo, but he's still pretty healthy. Greymane, though, and the Muradin have him pinched off from the rest of his team. Odin being popped, but he's standing inside the thing. There's a Planet Cracker. The Diablo's still getting chunked, though. He is able to retreat, and the Odin being popped does mean that he's going to do some good damage onto the Greymane. Gets hit with that cursed bullet, but is healed right back up. Alright, so now we do have that siege camp pushing top while we fight over this objective. Odin did get popped already, though, so it is down now, which means now is the time that One Punch Monk is going to want to engage. Diablo's still a little bit low. Phoenix getting brought very low. Oh, speaking of low, Rhaegar also drops. Phoenix drops and Rhaegar drops. The turnaround, though, Thrall is able to kill the Muradin. Diva Bomb is out with the sleep. The Thrall can't escape. Oh, he takes so much damage. Immediately turns around, but I think he's going to drop. He does drop. Diablo low as well. Tychus on the retreat. I think they're going to be safe. Diablo trying to get cheeky. Oh, he was trying to grab the Chromie. The Chromie was so far forward, he was almost able to grab him and turn that into a kill. But unfortunately, the Greymane turned around and was able to just do too much damage. And he wasn't able to actually grab that Chromie. So that is going to be another kill for One Punch Monk. And they are going to get that objective. So now it's 2 for 2 objective. Next one, top and slightly on Emanon's side, will be the first curse of the game. A bit of a soft engage on this Greymane. They don't have any hard CC with them. Their Diablo is mid, and their Thrall is still coming. So that's not going to result in any sort of kill. Tychus looking to try to do something. They want to... Yeah, I can show talents. Sorry. Here you go. We'll have that up for a bit. Looks like they just want to push down bottom fort, which they are going to be able to do? Question mark. Maybe not. Oh, no. This thing has 196 health. Wow. That's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. And they're just going to leave it. They have to go for this next objective. Diablo and Tychus already up here. But you can't kill a Diva, really. That's hard. That's a hard target to kill. Diablo now a bit separated from his team. Phoenix getting very aggressive. He's just in there trying to do as much damage while they're focused on Diablo. There's the Ancestral keeping him alive. The Thrall taking a ton of damage, but he's healing so much. The Chromie damage misses. The Thrall is still alive, but he does drop. The Greymane also went down as well. Diva about to get knocked out of her ult. Oh, the Planet Cracker melts the Chromie. Oh, Diva in a bad spot. Muradin split from his team. Tychus trying to melt down the Deckard. Oh, a ton of damage, but he is able to pick up one of his potions, and he's able to walk away. But that is going to be cursed for Emanon. Well played. That was a fantastic Planet Cracker. That Chromie just got obliterated by a giant laser beam. That feels bad. All right, let's see what they can get out of this. That is going to push down that bot for it now, so there's that. So they get bottom, which they should have had before anyways. They get top. It looks like they're going to do some damage mid. Phoenix might be in a scary position. If this Muradin lands a stun, he still has his teleport. Yeah, but he's fine. He's fine. Oh, the engage onto the Greymane. Oh, so much damage. He does go down. I love how aggressive you can be during Curse. It's so hilarious because, like, normally you have to worry about towers, you have to worry about keeps and forts, but when Curse is up, you can just dive past all of that. It doesn't matter. So those towers do offer you 0 protection during a Curse, and Greymane does pay the price for it. And it looks like they are going to take mid fort as well. Yeah, that's a pretty good Curse, I think. 3 forts, some damage on the walls. Yeah, that was a good Curse for Emanon. So that is pretty much exactly where they want to be, and it looks like they're going to rotate down and take this boss. Let's take a quick look at talents real quick. Arsenal synergy, some good auto attacks. We got the teleport armor and the attack speed from teleporting. So we're going to see some aggressive teleports. The Ancestral, the Odin, Earthquake. I mean, you saw all the ults. Not grenade build, interesting. Oh, he went into the rhythm, interesting. And it looks like we're going for Thunderstorm on the Thrall. And then over here on the right, we have some aggressive picks with Alpha Killer on the Greymane. So trying to just get as much value from his Worgen form to chunk the Diablo and some of these other meteor targets. And big potions. Everything else looks pretty standard to me. Skullcracker on the Muradin this time around. Alright, And it looks like they went from boss into the siege camp, and they're going to turn this into a powerful push bottom. Emanon trying to just turn up the heat. They're leaving Phoenix up top to counter that boss, and I think that's all they need to be able to chunk that. And with Odin pushing with this boss, I think they're going to be able to at least threaten this keep. It's going to be close. They are killing the boss relatively quickly, but the keep is down to 50%. Yeah, they are going to be okay. So Emanon is going to do a full retreat. That was a full 5-man rotate, or not rotation, but defense down in the bottom lane for One Punch Man Monk. And I think correctly, Emanon saw that they weren't going to be able to get any more out of that. If they played too aggressively with Phoenix up here defending this boss, I think they would have potentially paid the price of a full team wipe and lost this next objective. Speaking of objective, it's popping up in 6 seconds, and One Punch Monk in a strong position to be able to snag it. Diablo trying to look for some sort of engage here. Tychus is going to get rooted, doesn't get any of the chromie damage. There's the Planet Cracker to delay. Diablo at half health. Sleep coming out does stop the Tychus. Diablo does go down. The Greymane just able to chunk his health quickly and still going for the aggressive play. Thrall, however, turning around with the Earthquake. He might be able to kill him. Oh, but the Greymane is able to chunk his health and kill the Thrall and barely able to survive. D.Va on the back here. Oh, he might be able to kill the Phoenix, but the Phoenix teleports. He's still going for it. Oh, the Phoenix does go down, but the D.Va might pay for that. Nope, he's going to be just fine. Now the Diablo's on the retreat. And, oh my gosh. I don't see that Worgen form talent very often, where you get that percent on the Worgen auto attacks, but it is really paying off in this situation. He uses Curse Bullet and that Worgen percent damage to just chunk the Diablo, and it really prevents him from being able to do what he wants. And they're going to turn that into the Cursed, and they're going to take top keep. They might be trying to end here. I mean, that's definitely what they want to do. I don't know. They do so much siege damage. That Greymane is doing so much siege damage. The sleep. That is it. That's game. Wow. That was so aggressive. It worked out for them. They killed that thing before even like half the team showed up out of the fucking respawn section. Wow, very well played. Good call for One Punch Monk. They just saw that. They said they won that objective. They won that team fight, and they said, all right, we can end. And then they just went straight there, and with that Greymane siege damage, they just obliterated that core. So there you go. Game number 2 going to One Punch Man. It is a 2-game sweep for One Punch Man. Monk, not man. Monk Man. Monk is a man. There you go. One Punch Monk Man. So well played, everybody. We'll take a quick look here at the stats. Lots of damage on the Tychus and the Thrall. The Greymane doing a ton of damage. I'm actually surprised the Greymane was able to outdamage the Chromie. Usually Chromies can just do so much poke damage. But the Greymane was able to do a ton of poke damage and a ton of like important blow up damage on specific targets. So very well played by Frank Jukes. To be honest, if I had to pick an MVP, I would probably choose him. He had some very aggressive plays. He paid for it. Like, he died 3 times, which is more than anybody else on his team. But I think it was because he was going through those aggressive plays, trying to kill people quickly. And it didn't always pay off, but when it did, man, he was doing a ton of damage and melting folks. So, fantastically played by One Punch Monk. Well-deserved 2-game victory. Oh, I forgot to change it to the game summary thing. There you go. Not that it matters too much, but there you go. All right. Well, there you go. That's the end of that. We can take a look at talents real quick. Oh, he did go the cleave. That's so silly. I mean, it worked out. Interesting. He's still with the Quicksilver bullets. I guess, like, what else do you take at that level, though, to be honest? I think Quicksilver bullets is too good. It gives you so much poke. Safe poke. And then still having that Worgen form to hop in and do a ton of damage when you need to. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's it. Yeah, there you go. Thanks everybody for joining. That was kind of a quick one. Uh, we're not gonna get in game number 3. So thanks for joining everybody. That was B Southeast, One Punch Monk versus Emanon, and thanks for watching. I appreciate it.